Hello, Dad here. I'm just gonna take a few minutes. It's Sunday evening. Just kind of relaxing a little bit. It's been a busy week. Well, the last few weeks have been very busy. This past week in particular, I figure about 62 hours at work. It's not typical, but it was just one of those things. I just wanted to take just a real short amount of time here, I hope. And this, speaking mostly right now to Barbara and the kids, uh, because this is kind of my video blog for the family, but it's also for anybody else who wants to participate. One of the first things I want to say is how proud I am of Barbara and the kids for the people that they are. Not particularly because of the achievements that they have made or the contributions they will still make. I'm much more concerned about the quality of a person, heart, if you will, their character, and they all are just phenomenal people. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Anything that the kids have done that's positive and good, it's due in large measure to the influence of their mother. And the one thing we can't forget, yes, fathers are important, but the influence of a mother is just indisputably major. And for those that are willing to make the effort and the sacrifices necessary to be mothers, my hat's off to you. Not just for being the bearers of life, but for the bearers of kindness and gentleness and goodness in the world. As males, we tend to be less charitable with others. I suppose it's part of our nature. We're constantly, as males, seeking to provide, to protect, to defend, whether it's families or culture, humanity in general. And I'm not saying that that's just the exclusive domain of males, but generally speaking, men tend to focus more on the macro and women on the things of the heart. And neither one of those things is better or worse than the other. They're two parts of the whole, and you need both. You need the testosterone and you need the estrogen in order to make life and society work the way we need it to work. Oh, excuse me a second, let me let out my ads. And I'm also very thankful for the friends that my family and I have. for the not everybody is what I would call a church-going Christian, but all of those that I prefer to associate with, whether or not they're active practicing Christians or not, is that they're honest, they're sincere, and I would much rather associate with somebody that's a little rough around the edges but speaks with a straight tongue than I would a smooth-talking, sycophantic snake oil salesman. We have enough of those type of people in society. It seems to be something that's an outgrowth of the whole endemic narcissism that pervades our culture nowadays. I'm very grateful to them, to my friends, family. I'm thankful for my parents, imperfect as they are, and imperfect as I am. People that did the best they could with what they knew. And I'm also very thankful for the freedom that God has blessed me with, for the temporal success that He's blessed me with. I don't live like a Rockefeller. I'm not part of the Rothschilds clan or the Vanderbilts or anything like that. But I have a roof over my head, heat in the winter, air conditioning in the summer, working vehicles to drive around in, clothes to protect me from the elements. And so far, what's left of the republic that our founders gave to us. Hopefully we can maintain that and pass that legacy on to our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren. It's not always easy, and freedom is scary to a lot of people. Freedom is difficult, but it's a great journey. Oh, speaking of journeys, a challenge to everybody that might be a little bit hesitant to publicly admit that you're a believing, practicing Christian and have a love for the Constitution and the Republic. If you want to do something really challenging, something that most people will struggle with and fail and struggle with and fail over and over and over and over, it's try to keep the commandments as outlined in the scriptures. It's not easy to be a disciple of Christ. A lot of times it's much easier just to give up, flow with the tide. Chant for the or praise and hoop and hooray for the infanticide that is being pushed by the left, and the disillusion of the family. For those that try to make fathers irrelevant and mothers relegated to a backwater career choice. That's one thing I'm also very grateful for, is for those women who are brave enough to engage in the most difficult career on the face of the earth, and that's being a mother and being a loving and devoted wife, and it's not letting the men off the hook. I expect you to be good, good to your wives, good to your children, and to strive for greatness. Not necessarily temporal greatness, which is great. If that comes, that's a side benefit. But the real greatness is being able to stand and say, yes, I love my wife, I love my children, and I will do what I can to help ensure their success. Western civilization, with its background in Western Judeo-Christian thought, is superior for the fact that those of one generation are striving to leave a better world and a better society, a freer society, a more affluent and equitable society to their posterity. It could be 3, 4, 5 generations down the road. And it really saddens me when I see so many people only concerned about themselves, the here and the now. To me, it's the juxtaposition of not my will be done versus my will be done at your expense. It is what it is. We fight and we struggle, and we prevail. I've never been one to accept that failure is an option in this arena. The preservation of families, the preservation of the Republic, and the perpetuation of a free, and like I say, just and equitable society that is the beacon to the world. I don't want to rant too much, although I like to. I like ranting. Just some thoughts and praise for the good in the world, especially among my family. Grateful for my brother and my sister-in-law for letting me hang out at their place while I'm out here working. And I'm looking forward to being able to eventually get back home full time. Some things you got to take care of because of other circumstances, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. Anyway, that's it for now. I want to thank you for spending time with Dad. All right, bye-bye.